Shalom, shalom. Once it call law, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, Barakatah Yahushua, Barakatah Yahushua. I want to give double honor to the elders, apostles, great millstone. Salutation to the Akim across the four corners of the earth, pushing this word of sincerity and truth. Now, I'm going to try to make it as brief as possible because there's a lot that I got to go over. And the reason why I'm making this video, man, as close as we get into the end, man, the closer we get to the end, man, you got niggas, man. Niggas trying to spread and push this false doctrine that the northern tribe and the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. And real quick, let me tell you why I call them niggas, man. I call them niggas because these Israelites, now they Israelites who know they Israelites, but all these niggas do is sit behind Silaki, sit behind a keyboard and a computer screen and call themselves teaching the word of the Lord. You know what I mean? Pushing that doctrine. Feeding the Lord's flock. They ain't out on the highways and byways. It always seems like the niggas who pushing these false doctrines stay on the comment board and always behind the keyboard and the computer screen, literally. Now out on the street putting that videos up, I'm talking about literally at home, not dealing with the elements, doing this bullshit, man. So it gotta be addressed, man. And all you other brothers, man, I suggest and I encourage you brothers, man, to get at it, man. Because a lot of people gonna be led astray and a lot of people gonna be confused, man. Because there's already this deep hatred behind the northern tribe and the southern kingdom, between blacks and Latinos, you feel me, against each other. So we're gonna go right to the beginning. We're gonna go to our prophecy first. Let's go to 1 Kings chapter 11, verse 26. It said, "In Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, an Ephraimite of Zerida, Solomon's servant, whose mother name was Zeruiah, a widow woman, even he lifted up his hand against the king. And this was the cause that he lifted up his hand against the king. Solomon built Millo, and repaired the breaches of the city of David his father. And the man Jeroboam was a mighty man of the Lord. And Solomon, seeing the young man that he was industrious, he made him rule over all the charge of the house of Joseph." That's dealing with the northern kingdom. He put him over here to the northern kingdom. "And it came to pass at that time when Jeroboam went out of Jerusalem that the prophet Ahijah the Shilonite found him in the way and had clad himself with a new garment, and they two were alone in the field. And Ahijah caught the new garment that was on him and rent it in 12 pieces. Now this is all spiritual. He split it in 12 pieces. Dealing with the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. And he said, Jeroboam, take thee 10 pieces, for thus saith the Lord your power of Israel. Behold, I will rend the kingdom of the hand of Solomon, and I will give thee 10 tribes. That's where it started from. This is like the beginning of the split. And a prophecy form first. He split it in 12 pieces and gave him 10 pieces of the garment, signifying that he was going to get 10 tribes. It said, and he said, but he shall have one tribe for my servant David's sake, and for Jerusalem's sake, the city which I have chosen out of all the tribes of Israel, because that they have forsaken me and have worshipped Ashtaroth, the goddess of the Zidonians, Chemoth, the god of the Moabites, and Milcom, the god of the children of Ammon, and have not walked in my ways to do that which is right in my eyes, and to keep my statutes and my judgments, as David his father. Howbeit I will not take the whole kingdom out of his hand. I will make him prince of all the days of his life for David my servant's sake, whom I chose, because he kept my commandments and statutes. And I will take the kingdom out of his son's hand, and I will give it to thee, even 10 tribes." So let's jump to the 12th chapter. So what happened was, it was prophesied to the prophet Ahijah that what? He was going to get 10 tribes, which was going to be known as the house of Israel, and the kingdom of Judah was going to stay with the line of Solomon, going to Rehoboam. Now let's jump to 12. It said, "And Rehoboam went to Shechem, for all Israel were coming to Shechem to make him king." And this after King Solomon died. "And it came to pass when Jeroboam the son of Nebat, who was yet in Egypt, heard of it, for he was fled from the presence of King Solomon, and Jeroboam dwelt in Egypt, because I guess after King Solomon got wind what was going to happen, you know what I mean? He wanted to kill him. He wanted to basically kill Jeroboam because the whole kingdom was split and it wasn't staying under his lineage. The whole kingdom wasn't going to his son, as it's supposed to be passed down to your firstborn. So he wanted to kill him and he fled to Egypt. And they sent and called him, and Jeroboam and all the congregation of Israel came and spake unto Jeroboam, saying, Thy father made our yoke grievous. Now therefore make thou the grievous service of thy father in his heavy yoke, which he put upon us lighter, and we will serve thee. So what was happening is the northern kingdom came with Rehoboam, which was Solomon's servant, and he basically was saying like, yeah, your father went off, you feel me? He sinned. He put basically sin upon us, or well, judgment upon us. You feel me? The yoke is heavy for real. So he basically trying to consult with him, like, yeah, make it lighter for us. You know what I mean? And he said unto them, Depart ye for 3 days, and then come again to me. And the people departed. And King Rehoboam consulted with the old men, which was the elders, and he stood before Solomon, his father, while he yet lived, and said, How do ye advise that I may answer this people? So he came and took counsel with the elders, who basically throughout their time on earth, they dealt with King Solomon. So he went to take counsel with the elders, like how we gonna handle the situation. And they spake unto him, saying, If thou will be a servant unto this people this day, I will serve them, and answer them, and speak good words to them. Then they will be thy servants forever. So he was basically telling them, like, he wanted them to speak smooth words to him. He wanted to, he wanted them to speak smooth words. When basically he wanted to keep the peace. The elders was telling him basically to keep the peace. You know what I mean? So basically the kingdom could stay together. It said, But he forsook the counsel of the old men which had given him, and consulted with the young men that were grown up with him, and which stood before him. And he said unto them, What counsel give ye that we may answer this people, who have spoken to me, saying, Make thy yoke, which thy father did upon us lighter? So now he having a counsel with the young men, from his boys for real. Basically trying to figure out, because he, like I said, forsook the counsel of the elders. Basically, he wasn't even paying attention. He wasn't even going to adhere to what the elders said. So he went and asked his boys, you feel me? The young men, you feel me, that he can relate to. How should we handle this situation? And he said, What counsel give ye that we may answer his people, who have spoken to me, saying, Make the yoke which thy father did upon us lighter? And the young men that were growing up with him spake unto him, saying, Thus shalt thou speak unto this people that spake unto thee, saying, Thy father made our yoke heavy, but make it thou lighter unto us. Thus shalt thou say unto them, My little finger shall be thicker than my father's loins. And now whereas my father did lay you with a heavy yoke, I will add unto your yoke. My father has chastised you with whips, I will chastise you with scorpions. So basically he's saying fuck you. Like basically telling him, saying fuck you. Nigga, my father made it hard on you. You feel me? We gonna make it twice as hard on you niggas. You feel me? Basically saying fuck them niggas. And now niggas was like, yeah, fuck them. You feel me? So Jeroboam and all the people came to Rehoboam the third day that the king had appointed, saying, Come to me again the third day. And the king answered the people roughly and forsake the old man's counsel that he gave him. So he didn't even adhere to what the elders told him. He wasn't speaking on nice things, trying to keep the peace. You feel me? He basically like, yeah, that's how we gonna deal with it. We gonna deal with them in a fuck you manner. And speaking to them after the counsel of the young man, saying, My father made your yoke heavy, and I will add to your yoke. My father also chastised you with whips, but I will chastise you with scorpions. Wherefore the king hearkened not unto the people, for the cause was from the Lord. So you catch that? It said the cause was from the Lord, because remember, the Most High sent the prophet. We know what prophet is a spokesman for the Most High. He's speaking deal for the Most High. So it was already prophesied that the kingdom was going to be split. So the Most High put the spirit on him to basically adhere to the counsel that he had with, you feel me, the young men. You feel me? Because what? The Most High, it was already ordained, you feel me, and prophesied that the kingdom was going to be split in half. Why? Because of what King Solomon did, leading all the way up to the day. It said, Wherefore the king hearkened not to the people for this cause, for the cause was from the Lord, that he might perform his saying, which the Lord spake by Ahijah the Shilonite unto Jeroboam the son of Nebat. So when all Israel saw that the king hearkened not unto them, the people answered the king, saying, What portion have we in David? Neither have we inheritance with the son of Jesse to your tents. So basically, like, man, what we got to do with y'all? Y'all feel me? Y'all gonna treat us like shit? You feel me? Y'all gonna treat the house of Joseph like shit? You feel me? So nah, we ain't dealing with y'all no more. You feel me? We ain't. Y'all not trying to be peaceful. Y'all not trying to deal with us in the correct manner. So fuck y'all too. O Israel, now see to thy own house, David. So Israel departed from their tents. But as for the children of Israel, which dwelt in the cities of Judah, Rehoboam reigned over them. So what happened was that was the split right there. From that day on, that was the split. Let me continue reading on. Then Rehoboam said, Adoram, who was over the tribute, and all Israel stoned him with stones, that he died. Therefore King Rehoboam made speed to get him up to his chariot to flee to Jerusalem. So Israel rebelled against the house of David unto this day. So that's how they showed their hate. After that was a perpetual hate, from a continuous hate, a spirit that the Most High put on them. You seen when Rehoboam sent one of his tributaries over there, they stoned that nigga to death. Basically like, nah, fuck y'all. We are not even our people no more. You feel me? So that's where the split and the hatred begun right there. You understand? It started right there. Now, let's get Zechariah first. Let's get Zechariah. So this hatred that we got for each other, man, this is a spiritual thing. That's why you got niggas keep saying they're not part of the 12 tribes of Israel. They not our people. They this people. They that people. You feel me? You feel me? Let me show you. It said, this Zechariah chapter 11 verse 14. It said, Then I cut asunder and it's the Most High speaking, my other staff, even bands, that I might break the brotherhood between Judah and Israel. So the brotherhood was broke between us. You understand? We was like two separate nations. That's why when you go into Ezekiel, get it real quick. That's why when you go into Ezekiel, yeah, 22. And I will make them one nation in the land upon Ezekiel chapter 37 verse 22. And I will make them one nation in the land upon the mountains of Israel, and one king shall be king to them all, and they shall no more be two nations, neither shall they be divided into two kingdoms anymore at all. You feel me? So we were split into two kingdoms. You feel me? We had a perpetual hate against each other, right? And really, it's the reason why all this was fulfilled, because the Most High prophesied it in Deuteronomy. Let's get that. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 54. It says, So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil toward his brother, and toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children which he shall live. But the keeper, his eye shall be evil towards his brother. Right? And this was before the book of Kings. This was when we was all together. We was just coming out of Egypt. Right? So what happened in Kings, but the kingdom split when after Solomon died, that was all prophecy being fulfilled from the curses of Deuteronomy. See, you niggas don't understand why y'all hate the so-called Latinos, Native Americans, and why they hate us, man. This is a spiritual thing, man. This is spiritual, man. This is spiritual. Now,